Friends, there are some rare moments in the history of mankind when the impact of a spiritual giant is so profound and his teachings are so ageless that past and future come to a standstill. Swami Vivekananda was such a spiritual force in the world. We know in Hinduism, the dynamic nature of Hinduism, prophets are born time and time again. But he was a prophet among them as well in a different league. Knowingly or unknowingly, most of the prophets, if you see the imagery of gods and goddesses in Hinduism, you will see that the gods or the goddesses, they are blessing in a blessing state to the devotees and to take the devotees out of misery and fear. That's called Abhay. Swami Vivekananda broke that mold. He was not there to bless you. He was there not that you go to him. He was there to empower you. So that was a dramatic shift in which the religion, the message of religion was given to the outside world before. So that's the big change even amongst the prophet in Hinduism. Swami Vivekananda said, religion is not in books. If you have information of an entire library in your head, and the information is running riot in your mind, that's not of good use. If you lived your life with a couple of noble ideas assimilated after learning here, you are more educated than the people who have several books in their head at any moment. He changed the way religion is understood by the world. Before him, the normal message was believe in it, believe in it, believe in it. And then some magic will happen. His mode was, because he was an agnostic, his mode was observe, rationalize, experience, and then believe it. So that was a very different mode in which, so he himself tested the verses of the bedrock Hindu philosophies, all the aphorisms and the verses on himself before believing and teaching them to anybody else. In Hinduism, there are several paths to meditate to achieve self-realization, which in other words is to connect with the supreme truth, the ultimate truth. Swami Vivekananda tested, verified, experienced from the most difficult paths like the Raj Yoga to the most amicable path for common beings, the Bhakti Yoga, the yoga where you are devoted to the ultimate truth. When his mother, the only closest relative he had at that time, was lying on a sick bed, close to death, his guru, Swami Ramakrishna Paramhansa, counseled him and told, your mother is ill, but the ultimate mother Kali is there. Go and ask him whatever you want, and that shall be fulfilled. He went to pray, came back, didn't ask anything. He was sent again prayed for hours, did not ask anything. This experiment was repeated a few times, but in the end he did not ask anything. That is Swami Vivekananda's Bhakti Yoga for you. Bhakti without anything in return. That is, and contrast it with the bhakti many of us do. We go to temple to get something. And this is the Bhakti Yoga when you test yourself in the most difficult time of your life and you still, even if you want to ask something, you are not able to ask. Because the moment you go and pray, you are in a different state. So such people like Swami Vivekananda, when they teach anything, because they have tested, verified, experienced and lived it, they don't need to quote Rig Veda, verse number 3, Holy Quran, verse number 3, chapter 3. The words which flow of their mouth have the same power as the verses in Bhagavad Gita or the verses in different holy scriptures. Because these verses, these words have the conviction of realizing the truth by itself. Swami Vivekananda was the bridge between the East and the West. He was the first Hindu monk to travel across from East and across the oceans to the West. And for the first time, somebody boldly proclaimed and introduced the universal values in Hinduism to the modern world, to the whole world. He introduced the concepts of meditation and yoga to the Western world, where these concepts were regarded as weird, to be laughed at, black magic, like some kind of a goof-up. And these concepts came to acceptance because of his introduction of them in their truest form to the Western world. He was also a bridge between religion and science. If we are honest to each ourselves, the religious fraternity has generally been tolerating science. Somehow it has to be tolerated and we shy away from it. Swami Vivekananda said, Hinduism is not based on a particular character or a mythological figure in history. If tomorrow it's somehow discovered that this particular character or this particular avatar was not there, actually not there, it does not affect Hinduism. Hinduism is based on core principles, universal values, and philosophy based on logic and laws discovered by rishis through times. It's a dynamic religion which evolves and changes as per the truth. And he said that, I quote, if a religion is destroyed by the discoveries of science, it is better it happens, because then it was an untrue superstition. And the sooner the superstition goes, the better it is, even for the religion. All that is dross will be taken off, and whatever will remain will be the true and the essential feature of religion. And the essential feature is the only one, the truth is the only one which should remain triumphant in that end. So that was the mold which he broke between religion and science. They have to be compatible, scientific discoveries have to be accepted, and if something from the religion is broken off because of that, whether it happens. He also was a bridge between religious civilizations. He introduced the concept of universal tolerance and acceptance to the whole world, and that is 9/11 in 1893. Just contrast this with 9/11 in 2011. If universal tolerance and universal values and acceptance, you don't tolerate, we accept different religions, different people, different thought process, and naturally. If those principles were more followed, you could have avoided chaos and confusion which resulted in 9/11. He awakened the social and spiritual consciousness of India. He often spoke against the ills which had got into Hinduism and Indian society as in general. And such was his impact on the social consciousness that he was venerated by the richest prince and the poorest peasant. And he made Indians' self-respect go higher, which is very important in the context that India was under occupation for several hundreds of years. And he always said, the worst thing you can do is to pity about yourself. Somebody who pities about himself or pities himself, he is closing all the doors for a wonderful future. He was one of the most spiritually enlightened persons born, as some speakers said. He was having the intellect of Sri Adi Shankaracharya and the compassion of Sri Gautam Buddha. He had developed internal strength, fearlessness, inquisitiveness, self-confidence, and he was embodiment of selfless consciousness of the human spirit. As it's understood, it probably needs another Vivekananda to summarize his contributions to humankind. His message remains as relevant today as it was when they were actually delivered. They are timeless. And what all he did in a short physical lifespan of 40 years is just monumental. From the oceans of his contributions to society, India, poor people, women empowerment, religious pluralism, and above all, universal humankind, I have been able to only share a few drops with you all due to limitations of time, and more so over due to limitations of my own knowledge and awareness of the subject. So I seek your forgiveness for any mistakes and omissions, and thank you for your attention.